Hello, we didn't have a chance to welcome you in our trials this year because of the circumstances.
That's why we will bring the trials to you.
Joan will show you the novelties, the pre-intros and some specific highlights out of this year's trial.
Yes, that's right, Guy. Let's start to see the trials.
Let's go!
Well, we are now in our mini group. We have made 3 pre-introductions in our mini group. One of them is that bright purple. In that bright purple, we have improved the habit of the plant, the growth, and as well the earliness. It takes 1 week earlier than our light purple.
I'm a little bit confused. We have purple, we have light purple, and now you speak about bright purple. So what's happening?
We wanted to replace the light purple by our bright purple. So we consider the bright purple have a better habit and smaller leaves than the old one.
Okay, this one is more flat as a habit.
Yes, it's flatter than this. This is more round.
Okay.
It's rounder.
And our purple is outstanding, so very good performance for outdoor.
This is a nice outstanding, but bright purple is as well outstanding. It performs very well outside. This is our second pre-introduction in minis. Our edged mix, it has a nice contrast because of the edge around the petal with 3 different colors. We have a purple, that's how you see the difference. We have salmon, but probably some people call it coral because the contrast is even better. And the third is a magenta.
What's that comparison you're making? You take 2 plants.
About the plants, as you see, our edge mix are fuller plants, smaller leaves and rounder plants if you compare with our flame mix.
Oh, the other one is flame mix.
Yes, and you can see the difference.
To present you our next pre-introduction, I'm first going to take our Victoria in Métis 4701. You know it very well because it is one of our best outstanding varieties. But the new pre-intro is this one. You can see immediately the difference in plant shape and plant habit. This one is very vigorous. This one has a little bit more compact habit. So our pre-introduction has a reference 4702. But above all, this one is fragrant. You cannot see that on the movie, but I can tell you, it is a very delicate perfume coming out when the light is like today, a little bit sunny, midday, you have a delicate lemonish perfume. Looking at the plant performance whatsoever, both are really good. You can see the difference in size. The new one is more compact, a little bit smaller. The old one is a little bit bigger, a little bit larger. We will keep both in the assortment because that one has so good characteristics for outdoor, and that one will fit into a special marketing program because of the perfume, of course. But you will know more about that in the soon future. Another novelty that we want to present to you. It is a new Smarties. So Smarties is our smallest miniature series. And here I'm happy to present you Smarties Red, reference 6013. Look at this plant. It makes a lot of small leaves. It has a very round canopy and it throws an incredible number of flowers. Here it is grown in a 9 centimeter pot, but this variety is also very well adapted for 6 centimeter pot. But also for bigger pots, isn't it, Juan?
Right. I brought you one plant that was grown in 10.5. I must say they were sown 2 weeks earlier than yours.
Yeah, so yours is older than mine, but they are both really happy with a lot of flowers. Really beautiful. Look at the canopy, very round. That's perfectly round shape. What is the best period for growing the Smarties?
The Smarties, it has been always suitable for early season, for the beginning of the season. The growers that can start the sales in August, September.
So they can stand the heat perfectly.
Of course, of course. They have a nice red, a nice stable red during hot periods.
So please do test the new Smarties Red. Cheers, mate!
Cheers, mate! That's one of our novelties this year. It's a nice crossing, an original crossing between a Victoria type and a Fantasia type.
So we have it in two colors. I have the purple here, you have magenta, and you can see that it gets from the Victoria the little crown on top of the flower, and from Fantasia it gets that amount of white on top of the petal as well. But how do they perform in growing?
Very well. They belong to our standard Métis, and you can grow in a 10, 11 centimeter spot, and they have a nice combination of vigor of the Victoria and a shelf life of Fantasia type.
And looking at the flower, actually it's not just one flower type, one unique flower type. It's several aspects. The one I have here has more white on top of the petal. The one I have here has more of the crown, more purplish, and the same applies for the magenta. So it is something very special. That's why it comes with a label that shows that little French flair on top of it. So it can be used in the marketing programs of the growers. And anything special in terms of season where it is better to grow?
You can grow them in all season around.
Okay, so give it a try. Go for a little bag.
This is our last novelty in our Métis group. This is the Arctic Red, Métis Arctic Red. We call it Arctic because it is like it had some frost on top of the petal, more white. The growth performance, it's quite similar, but I must say plants are probably slightly smaller than the rest of Fantasia type. I brought with me another Salmon Scarlet, Fantasia Salmon Scarlet, and as you can see, this one is probably a little bit bigger than Arctic. You see in that position the different diameter. There is no sign because it's just experimental. We call that Métis Abanico, like a Midi Plus, but this time it's in Métis. As a Métis, probably it takes 2 weeks longer than the rest of Métis, and I would like to promote its excellent shelf life. As you see, they have a silver leaf and a nice and round canopy. The flowers and the petals remind us as a fan. This is really something special. They perform like Smarties, but they don't belong to Smarties. They will be a future very special in our assortment. We have probably 5, 6 different shades. We have purple, we have salmon, we have as well magenta. All of them, they have silver leaf. They are quite early. They can take from sowing to flowering 26 weeks. We recommend really to grow them in early season, in beginning of August, even September. By the way, yes, we have found a funny name. The name is Bisou.
Oh, Bisou, that sounds cool.
Yeah, Bisou.